So what we have here is a bunch of rot. Water from the outside was able to work its way inside over a long period of time, which resulted in just rotting this away. There's no way this is pressure treated with how badly rotted it is, and you can see where it's touching the concrete here, where the rot is just building its way up. And if that was pressure treated, you shouldn't be doing that. So what I'm going to do is replace the bottom plate. Yeah, it's like the worst under this window. You can tell we're outside in the siding. It's just leaking down here. Actually, some spots up there too, where water's just been leaking in and then going down and then just sitting, starting to rot all this stuff out. So I'm gonna remove the bottom plate, replace it with a pressure treated board, and then over here it's not too bad in here, but this corner is pretty bad. So what I'm gonna do is remove this and then remove this up to here. And since all this is already studded, I'm just going to replace the bottom plate and then just scab some new pieces where I need it. Especially like here, obviously putting a new board down here, I'm not going to be able to fasten it correctly, and I have to make sure it's sturdy, and obviously a board that I can be able to screw to each other. So when I replace the new board here, I'll scab a new board here, so nail to where it's good, run it all the way down to the new plate, and just fasten it all together. And with it being pressure treated, it'll last. And then scabbing the weak areas where it's needed. A lot of this is still pretty solid. I mean, I can see spots here, see where it's separated. And she said she's had some roof work done where it was leaking before, and hopefully the roof leaks are fixed, and then whatever I replace won't continue to get water or moisture in there. But I'll probably seal this window and make sure that's closed off, and then make sure there's no openings or anything where it looks like water can get in, like right here. I mean, the way this is put together here, this is just open for water just to start collecting in there. Like water washes off of here, but then it starts collecting here and then going back in there. So I'll see what I can do out here. And what they did here that I like that they did, that I suggested, is because originally they had the pavers up against there, because they were asking, is it a good idea to have pavers or rocks? And I told them the good thing that is nice about rocks is, like, any water that is on top of it, the rocks allow the water to go through it. The pavers, you know, not so much, because it's a solid paver. We want to make sure that any water, rain, anything that's coming down here, we allow an escape for it to go down or away, or, you know, to keep it from just going back inside there, because that's what it looked like these pavers were doing, was just collecting water and then feeding it to the inside. The good thing is this isn't a lot of weight on the bottom plate, which is what I was concerned about, because obviously trying to replace that bottom plate, all the weight of the studs and the wall, and depending on how tight it is, how much weight is on it, you know, am I gonna have to jack this wall up so that I can pull that out and replace it. But as you can see, it's already, well, that's sturdy because it's nailed, but all sorts rod it's not even touching. And you can see that's attached to here, but it's not even touching the ground. I mean, look at that. Yeah. Oh wow. So we're gonna have to probably let her know to add some treatment, some bug treatment, termite treatment, something to keep all these bugs from staying here and causing more damage, because they're obviously going to go somewhere, but we want to make sure we kill them and keep them away. if this was a load bearing wall especially, or a wall that it needed some release off of that bottom plate, I would have to build a temp wall next to it, and depending on how much weight it's going to hold, you obviously want to make sure that it's framed strong so that it can transfer the weight that that's holding, transfer it to the temp wall, so that it then will allow you to take out anything underneath, or reframe or whatever you're going to do, and the temp wall will hold all that weight temporarily, and then when you're all done you can remove the temp wall when the new wall is good to go. This is barely any weight, so that those top plates, I mean, they got double plate on top and all that's able to hold that up there while I replace this and do what I gotta do. Alright, all the rot is removed. It's all vacuumed out, cleaned out. I'm gonna go ahead and start framing or cutting and installing the plate, the bottom plate. Corner there, the studs weren't touching the plate, so I scabbed in a couple pieces, fastened it where it'll hold strong and up the stud, and then added a bunch of screws. And I like to use screws because screws hold better, and they're just better than nails. And before, where I was able to shake this whole wall, it's in there. You're not shaking it now. And then I just added another board in here and then screwed that down. So this bench here, workbench, is solid. They asked if I can check through here and see if anything needs to be done here. The bottom plate looks pretty solid, but I can see where some of the studs are rotted out, so I'm going to do the same thing. I think we're good over there, but I might add one here and then one there. The other stuff you see that's rotted and missing, that's the underlayment and insulation that was installed under the siding. Homeowner's going to take care of all that. They just wanted the structure and framing of everything to be good, and they're gonna take care of the rest. So good to go there.